Hi guys! So I'm here today to make some fun hidden paper clips with you guys. These are 3 that I recently made, so I just wanted to show you this is what we're going to end up with, or something like this. This is the long side of the paper clips, and then if I flip it, you can see the short sides. Okay, and as you can see, the paper clips are completely out of sight. So both sides are decorated a little differently, since why not? They're going to be on different pages, or at least different sides of a page. Okay, so let me you're going to start with just a regular piece of 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper, and you're going to cut it down to 10 1/4. So actually, if you have, you know, a 10 1/4 inch long piece, then use that. But if you don't, just cut it down. Let's see, 10 1/4 is right there. Okay, so we're just cutting off this little strip that we can use for something else later. And then, because that piece is just blank, I'm actually going to use a piece that I sort of colored on one side to show you that you can use a one-sided piece of paper. Like if you're using a digital, you can use one that is just decorated on one side. So we're going to do this as if this is the wrong side of the paper, because I don't want that. I don't want the scribbles. I want to use the other side so I can decorate it. So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to have your right side up. Got my mushrooms flying around here. Okay, your right side is up, and then you're going to fold this side over, not all the way, but so that you have 1 1/4 inch left. Okay, and the way I do it is I use my cutting mat to kind of line up on like a 1/4 inch edge. Line up both ends here. Yeah. Okay, and then I fold it to that line, because that will give me 1 inch plus a 1/4 inch left. Okay, so that's what I did. I folded it. You can use a bone folder if you want. I just used my hand. And then after you have made that first fold, then you're going to put your paper clips on the fold. And it doesn't matter how many you put on here or how they're spaced. This is just for folding. We're going to take them off after we're done folding. So put them on the page so that you have the long side of the paper clip on the short side of the paper. Okay? And then the short side of the paper clip on the long side of the paper. They're both going to be on the wrong side of the paper too, if that helps, because you're not going to want to see the paper clip when you're done, right? So that should make sense. So the long side of the paper clip goes on the short side of the paper. And just put several on here, and then we will be ready to do the next fold. Okay, so the next fold you're going to do is against the edge of these paper clips. So you're going to fold this toward the paper clips all the way to that edge, so that you have a little bit, at a 1/2 inch overlapping. Okay. So go ahead and fold that down. And then you flip this over. You'll see this little 1/2 inch overlap. And you want to go ahead and fold that up around the short edge, or the short side of the paper clip. Okay. So then you fold this wrong side of the paper against the edge of this side of the paper clip, which is the short side. Okay. And then you flip it over. And now you're going to fold this. You can do it one of two ways. You can either fold it to match that edge, and you'll have a little bit, see in there, there's going to be a little bit where it doesn't butt up against the edge of where the paper clip is. So if you fold it that way, just to match the other edge, then you'll have a little bit of a tab, I guess you could call it. So that's the way I did these, and if you look, I'll show you. So when I put that all the way down as far as it can go, it still has a little bit of a tab that sits up above the top of the page. If you don't want that, if you want your paper to be flush with the clip so that when you put it on a page, you can push it all the way so that your paper is flush with the page, then you would fold it, you know, to match this edge instead of that edge. So you'd fold it, we'll go ahead and do it this way. Fold it like that, and then you would just trim this edge. Okay. Yeah, let's just go ahead and do that, just so you can see it both ways. Okay. So let me unfold it. We'll go back and just review. All right. So you started with your 10 1/4 inch piece with the right side up, and then you folded right side to right side so that you have 1 1/4 inch left sticking out from that fold. Okay, that's your first fold. Then you put your paper clips on with the large side of the paper clip, or the long side of the paper clip, on the short side of the paper, or the short side of the paper clip on the long side of the paper. So just think of it as opposites, okay? Long to short, short to long. All right, so when you've got those on, and remember, it doesn't matter where they are exactly, just that they're pushed down all the way, because what you're using them for is to fold. So then you fold this side up all the way to the edge of those paper clips, and then you'll have a little lip so that when you flip it, you have this lip, and you go ahead and fold that. Okay, and now you're going to fold this way to the edge of the short side of the paper clip. Okay, so now we've got both sides of the paper clip covered. The last fold is this one, and you can either do it like we have here, where it goes right up to that fold, and that'll be an edge to edge paper clip to page, or you can fold it so that this edge meets this edge. Okay, and then you'll have a little tab on the top of your paper clip. But we're gonna go ahead and do it the flush way. Okay, and now at this point you cut. So you got to decide what size you want your paper clip covers, basically. If you want them, like this is about the smallest I would go. Maybe a little smaller you could go, but you want enough, you know, on each side of the paper clip that it will easily glue down. And you also want enough real estate to decorate. So that's about the smallest I would go. I think I want to make them a little bigger this time. So I can either take the paper clips off at this point, or I can leave them on to give me a bit of a guide to know where I want to cut. And I'm just using scissors for this cut. I'm not using a slicer because there's too many layers. I don't think it would go through. Alright, so I think I want that one about that big. And you can feel the paper clips even though you can't see them at this point. You can feel where they are. Okay. So that I think is probably about the same. No, it's a bit bigger. Okay. And I could slice this off now. It's probably easier. Ruler. Trying to figure out which way this goes. And I need my slicer. You can do this either way. You can either cut the individual paper clips and then cut it off like this. You don't want to fold that again because then you'll seal the edge you need open. So you probably want to cut it like a little bit shorter than this edge. Like that. Okay, so that one's ready, and then I'm just going to go ahead and cut the rest of this edge off. There we go. Okay, and we'll use that in a minute. Let's see. Come on, about there. And you can make these bigger too. I mean, you could make, why don't I do one with 2 paper clips on it, because it'll be so big that it needs 2 paper clips. How about that? So we'll cut it like right there. And this is regular paper too. It's not cardstock. I think it would be way too thick if it was cardstock, and then you would have trouble getting it on and off of the page. So I would just use regular paper. Regular printer paper. You could do a little bit heavier, but I wouldn't go all the way to cardstock. There we go. Okay. So now we can either figure out how we want to decorate them, or we can glue and then decorate. The thing is, if you glue first, then you will not be able to stamp after you glue because it'll be too bumpy. It just won't, you know, you need a flat surface to stamp on. So you might get away with doing like a teensy bit of stamping on the edge, but yeah, most stamping is not going to work well if you try and do it after you glue the paper to the paper clip. So I am going to do them both ways to show you that you can do it. It's just you will decorate it differently. Like this one is almost completely decorated with stuff that I glued on, except for that teeny little stamp. And that is this thing. It's super teensy, and I actually had to hold the paper. I had to like push the paper against the stamp to get a decent impression, because it's glued already and so it's not flat. But that is the only stamp I did. Everything else is glued on. So I used one of my fancy mushrooms that I made recently. Okie doke. This one is all stamped before I put the paper clip in and glued it. So it looks good both ways. It's just different is all. I did glue a couple things on the top here. So you can do that. I mean, you can always glue stuff before or after you glue the paper clip in. You just can't stamp after you glue the paper clip in. Okay. So the other thing is, if you want to round the corners so that you have something like that, you have to do that before, I mean, without the paper clip. So before you glue the paper clip in. Okay, and then there's kind of a bunch of areas to punch. So let's get these corners, and I'm doing the 1/4 inch corners. I kind of felt like the 1/2 inch were just too big. And it's a lot, you know, it's a lot of layers, so it's going to take a minute to figure out all the places you want to punch. I'm probably doing too much. Yeah, this part is where the paper clip goes, so I don't need to round that. I do need to round this. Okay. And then I think this will be the last one. Okay, I think that's everybody. So that goes like that. That goes like that, and that. Yep. Okay, and then let's see. I did not get that because it's a fold. Okay. Now, you're thinking, how do I know where to put the paper clip back? Well, I'll show you. Okay, this is the wrong side of the paper because this is where I scribbled. So I know that for sure. There's only one mountain fold on this side. If you don't know what a mountain fold is, it just means when you look at this side, the mountain folds are the ones that go up. Okay, like this is a valley fold because it goes down. And it's only looking at it from this side. If you were to look at it from the right side, there's lots of mountain folds and one valley fold. But we are looking at it on the wrong side. And remember, the paper clip is going to be completely hidden, so it is going on the wrong side of the paper. And it's going on that one mountain fold. Okay, so when you put it back, if you put it back wrong, you'll know right away, because if you put it back like this, you're gonna go, oh wait, there's the fold, that doesn't work. Well, that's just because you didn't do it the other way. Did I put that on? No, I still put it on wrong. Okay. There. Okay. So that short side of the paper clip goes on that way so that it matches that fold. Okay, and that one goes all the way down to that fold. All right, so is that clear? I hope so. Because, yeah, you might think, no, I can't take the paper clips off. I'll never get them back on. You will. You just put them on the mountain fold. Okay, so I'm going to take all my paper clips off. And I'm going to round some of them and not round other ones, and then stamp some. Okay, let's leave this one. Let's see, what do I want to do? Let's do this. Let's take it off, round the corners, and then put it back on and glue it. And then we'll have one that we're decorating after we glue. I really like these hidden paper clips because it makes them really sturdy, and you can use them as a tuck when you put them on the page. They're not just a decoration, you know. Now we'll put the paper clip back on the mountain fold where the wrong side of the paper is, and that is the long side. There we go. Okay, and then I will show you how we glue it. It's pretty self-explanatory, but if you keep your folds where they're supposed to be, I mean, they'll stay. Okay, so first we're gonna glue the long side, or the long side of the paper clip. So you can we're gonna glue it to that. You can put your glue on this side, you can put your glue on that side, whatever. And then press it down, smoosh, smoosh, smoosh. Technical term, smooshing. Okay, and then we're gonna fold that over, so we're gonna get that glued down. Okay. And if you're not sure, you know, if you're gluing it the right way, just go ahead and fold it up, and then you'll see, okay, that's the right way. And I'm using my art glitter glue. I wouldn't use a glue stick for gluing this part. I just don't think it's strong enough. I like my glue stick, but I don't think it's strong enough for this. Okay, and one more. There we go. And just to show you how this goes on the page or compared to the other one, I guess there's still a little bit of a lip, but pretty much it's flush. It's not enough, it's not sticking up enough to be like a tab like this, you know. This you would see when the journal is closed, I'm thinking. You know, when you've got pages next to it, you'll see that tab sticking up. And it's pretty sturdy once it's glued. It's pretty hefty. So I got some more of my little mushrooms that I made out here. I really like that one. I want to use that one. Maybe we can use that one on the big side. So you've got two sides you're going to decorate. One is short. Don't overlap because you need that opening. That's where you're sticking the page in between. So you got this short side and a long side. Let's see if this, yeah, that's a bit too big. That could fit, but I still like this one better. Let's see, what else can we put with it? I did cut out a bunch of stamped things. Like I stamped them on ledger paper. This stuff, this green ledger paper, I love it. I have a whole book of it I got at the thrift store. And so I stamped a bunch of things, little things like signatures and seed pods and flowers and light bulbs on that green paper because I think it looks really nice with coffee dyed paper. And I was using this coffee dyed paper. But we've just got an off-white paper now. We could use some other stuff. Let's see. Oh, that's fun, but that looks Christmassy. That's fun. Let's use some of that. I like green, can you tell? Oh, I wanted to try. Okay. I have these pieces of punchinella. And I was going to see how it would work to try to do some stenciling, just some rough stenciling on the glued paper clip. Because I bet we can still get some good stenciling. Because this doesn't need to be exact. And I just want little pieces of it here and there. So let's use this one. This is tumbled glass. And just a little sponge. Let's see how it works. Oh yeah, that'll work good. There. See, it doesn't need to be exact, so you can do that after you've glued, is do some stenciling if you just want a rough pattern. Okay, and then we have our mushroom. I think I like some of that, maybe. Ooh, that was not straight. Okay, and then I need some scrap paper to glue on. And I think let's put that on the edge. All right, and this, I like this paper. I think I'm gonna use that like this. Just put some of that blue on the edge. And then glue that. And what else? If I put that. I think I want something at the top. I'm not sure what. Ooh, how about a green stamp? Let's do that. I like that. Okay, and then I think, do I need any more? Ooh, maybe I could do like another little layer of green. Do like that. See, I am using glue stick for this because these are thin papers, little pieces on the edge. That one's not green. So if you like to ink your edges like I just did, if you want your short side edges inked, you got to do that before you glue the paper clip because you really can't get to it now. You could do this and kind of, you know, wipe the edges like that. That could kind of work if you forgot and then wanted those edges inked. But yeah, it's better to do it before you glue in the paper clip. Okay. I think that's good for now. I might add something more to it when I put it in a journal. Like maybe some lace, maybe something a little smaller than that, but some tatting, something like that. That would be cool. But I think for now, that's good. We're gonna do one where we stamp it and decorate it before we put the paper clip in. Okay. Let's use the one we already punched with our round corners. Let's see. Okay, so the parts you want to decorate are basically these last two. Like your paper clip is going on there, this short side and this long side. You can tell if you go ahead and fold it all up like it's going to be when you glue it, then you've got this one and that one, which is the last two pieces on that side. Okay? And you know which is right side and wrong side. just because I've colored the wrong side. Okay, so let's do some stamping on some scrap. What do we want to stamp? Ah yes, let us use some of these. I've got these little scrolly bits. This is what they look like. Unfortunately, they have like no stick left anymore to stick on these things, the acrylic plates. Maybe if I washed them with soap, I don't know. Would that work? Would that make them stick again? Maybe. Anywho, let's see. What color do we want to use? Let's do that blueprint one. I like that. So I'm just going to kind of use my fingers. And these are not meant to be real exact images, just kind of splort here and there. But they work really good for that. Now I am going to overlap this, but they are going to be on wrong sides. I mean on different sides of the paper clip. I should stamp these off too. Okay, let's do a little bit more of this. And we'll probably glue something there. I think that's probably enough. Cover that back up. This is a teeny little branch with leaves. I just like it. It's cute. Oh, unfortunately, I think this ink pad needs some help. That's better. Okay, get it through the middle there. I like that. Just a little too long. Okay, well, my phone turned off in its infinite wisdom. So, we finished most of that paper clip, but I still wanted to do another one just to make sure, you know, it's clear. Plus, I like doing them. So, we'll just do another one. So, I'm going to try and use this in this tulip part on that side. It looks like it'll fit perfectly, but I didn't want to, I kind of wanted to put some other paper on top of it. Ink. Let's do this one. Alright, this is probably too much glue. Let's smoosh it around. Oh, and do we want to put something under there? How about this? Yeah. got that. Now see, my plan was to cover it with this so it kind of mutes the color, and then I can stamp on top of that. I think I will do that. Okay, now I'm just going to put some glue stick on top of this. And then put the tissue paper on top of the glue stick. Okay. So you can still see the color, you can still see through it pretty good, but it kind of tones it down a little so we can put stuff on top of it. And I'm going to test it on the scrap paper first. Yeah, it comes out nice. Okay. That's great. Oh, that's really nice. Okay. So do I need anything else on there? Now I'm looking at this. It's the latest Kathy Holden product. It's called Stationer's Boutique. 234 stickers. So lots of fun stuff. I really like that one, the borders. And I already peeled off the backing on that one so you can actually see how big they are. Ooh, I think this one looks good. Let's see. Okay. There, that looks really nice. Okay. So what should we do on the other side? On the short side. Yeah, I have that, but that's too big. Could do this. Got some French English dictionary. Let's see. I'll do clean. Put it kind of in the middle. Okay, well, I could put it that way. Yeah. Let's do that. the same trick. You can do I'm going to try using this one. It's a carved stamp. I didn't make it, but I bought it from another artist. Let's try it on here first. Yep, that looks good. That's cool. And I have some little teeny bird stamps. They barely show up. I think the tissue paper is a little non-porous, so I'm gonna dry this with my heat gun to make sure it's dry. I'm going to put a little bit of glue stick on it, since the washi tapes are never super sticky. That's probably good. Let's see. Okay, now I turned it over the wrong side. Look for the mountain fold. Put it on the right way. And now we can start gluing. Oops. Little fold done. Okay. And the last side. think I might have cut that side short a little, so I'm just gonna take some ink and wipe it on the edge so it kind of covers that. Okay, do that edge and that edge, and there we go. So there's the one we just made, and that goes pretty much flush to the page. There's the other side, and here you can see the other ones that I've made. You can tell these really look different. I mean, they're definitely sticking up above the page, so they have a definite tab, which can be useful. And then here's a couple more I did to go on the side of the page. That one was a stamp that I carved. That turned out really fun. And that one's just more of like a collage. That was the one I was working on when the camera went off. So, anywho, I think we're all done here. I hope you guys enjoyed that. I hope you'll get some time to create and try making some hidden paper clips. Okay, thanks for hanging out with me. I'll see you later. Bye.